Hey yo, this is another video, so let's go. I was meaning to do this video for a while. It's a good time to now. Okay, if you read the title of the video, is called. It's gonna be about young Dolph and Slim 400 or Slim 400. So it is not funny, but is I would say different or everything that's happening to me is out of the ordinary. So I understand it. The ancestors had me do these things for a reason. So I was going north on 61, all right? And that whole trailway on 61 from New Orleans all the way up is like the blues trailway, like blues, music blues, okay? So let's keep going. So I was going into Tennessee, was right heading into Memphis. And when I got into Memphis, saw this place. I'd never seen this type of food before. Um, got some food. Went into the city before I was going to this Indian mound, going east in Tennessee, outside of Memphis. So when I was in Tennessee, I seen it in the Who Run It video by 3 6 Mafia. Okay, by 3 6 Mafia, they had you can if you ever watch that video again, it's about by 3 6 Mafia called Who Run It. They have it's a pyramid in the video. I'm like, wow, it's a pyramid there. That's crazy. So I'm like, when I'm there, I'm like, my mind, I wasn't thinking about it. I saw it a while back before, like a little while before I went there. Next thing I know, I'm driving on the freeway and I see a large glass pyramid. I said, oh, I gotta stop. I gotta go there. You know what I'm saying? I didn't record it while I was there. I just did, wanted to see what it was and wanted to go to the top. And I wouldn't, because it was like something was going on. I couldn't really get it on, get in there. But I still did what I had to do outside of it. But when I got there, Memphis, there's a Memphis, Tennessee. Now, if you see the Katy Perry video, feature or song or video featuring Juicy J, it says a long time ago in Memphis in the beginning of the video, because in Egypt, or what we call Kemet. Kemet means the land of the black face, or Egypt, Egypticos is the sun, makes your skin dark. So that was just two meanings of the same wording, okay, of the same word, or the same meaning. So so when I got to that pyramid, I was like, huh, just because Memphis is an old city, or in Egypt, or Kemet, back in the day. So when I was there, I was like, wow. So I just did a ritual there, and then I kept going, and I got close to where the Indian mound was that night until that morning. And so when I did, I did what I had to do with the Indian mound. It actually is on my video library. So went north, went through the archway out in St. Louis, Missouri, and then I went west. Of course, the ancestors told me to go west. Went west. I was like, hey, where y'all want me to go? I'm going. So I went. So I ended, long story short, I'm in L.A. Made it to L.A. and I got a video of me in Compton. So when I'm in Compton at these gazebos, or areas close to where like a bus stop would be at, you will see all these hieroglyphics. The hieroglyphics, of course, is writing or symbology of something that would mean something else, in symbol form, because symbols mean a lot more. They didn't really write words. They wrote symbols to mean something, for other people wouldn't have a clue what they were talking about. It's like if you speak in Spanish, or if you speak in sign language, everybody outside of their paradigm, or the knowing of what sign language or Spanish is, they wouldn't know what you were saying. and you would have like a secret coded message. So that like with the same thing with the hieroglyphics were. So now look at it. Now the hieroglyphics in Compton, and I look at the pyramid in Memphis, Tennessee. So as I said before, Memphis was a city in Egypt. So that's that they all right. So I have to explain this. So when they put these certain cities together, they do it for a reason, to make the people that's living there, like highly melanated people or so-called black people, to feel like they're still in those places, so they don't feel like they got to do something to change things. That's why certain cities look the way they have, or the buildings are built the same a certain way. Cities are built with certain pyramids or obelisks in the city. So when you have those things, then those people will feel, what do you call it, subtle, or like they can do certain rituals in certain cities and feel like and make themselves like they're in that old ancient the ancient country or the ancient part of time, but just in this new time. As what I say, the West. That's why all the highly melanated people, so-called black people, in America, we lead out of everybody or all the highly melanated people in the world, every country, every continent, because everybody from all those places is a mixing bowl here in America. So now that I explained that reason why they did that, so they had to put they used the ritual they did. Now I was looking at this, I'm like, I wanted to wait until I figure out or understand what was going on. So when I was at the side, when I found out the street that Slim 400 had was killed on, he was killed on the same street where the Super Bowl was held, where the stadium is. So if you go from the heart all the way to the west, they was tying in for people to have their emotions tied to these artists. So when you have emotions tied to the artists, artists are looked at as muses, M-U-S-E. You can look up muses like the museum, musician, a painter, someone that draws, or an actor, actress, or like thespian, like that, somebody that acts. Anything dealing with the arts, that's what a muse is. Okay, so when so much is tugging at the heart, when people are or like, man, I miss this person, or they might cry, or they whatever it is, they're actually pulling energy. When they pull that energy from young Dolph, they pull the energy. Oh, I remember the name of the street. It was on Manchester, and what do you call that city? Inglewood. Well, now think about this. Now I sit back and I don't react so quickly to everything. I just try to analyze as much as possible. Highly melanated people, so-called black people, that's what we need to be doing, analyzing. If anything, analyze. We analyze when it's time for us to make some money, but when it's time for us to save our soul, we the only ones that keep coming back here. White people don't come back here. They don't have souls. That's why they teach their young children to keep their foot on our necks, or like around like jobs or whatever, that to control emotions. So when you're able to control yourself and not do something they want to do, then you're the controller. Now it's like you have one controller, two controllers, and you playing somebody in a video game. If you're the controller, if you're holding the controller, you're controlling that avatar in that video game. Like if you're playing 2K or whatever you're playing, or RPG, or Ghost Recon, whatever it might be, you playing those games, you're controlling that character. So if you're not giving in or going overboard to the point where you fly off the handles or you jump off the cliff or jump out the window, you have a control that they don't have over you. And that when they're upset, now you have a control over them, over a part of their spirit. They'll never forget you because you didn't go to jail, you didn't hit them, you didn't do certain things. Now you have a control. You say, I mastered this without you making me do something I didn't want to do. So now getting back to the Slim 400 and Young Dolph. Now, the reason why they did that, remember, it's a song they did. It was a Slim 400 song featuring Young Dolph. So half the niggas don't know what you do when you don't score. Double back, that's big war. What you do when you don't score? Double back, that's big war. So that was Slim 400 song with Young Dolph featured on it. Now, remember Dolph in the song, he said, I told Slim 4 it's all about timing. Now, timing, if you watch the end of the video, at the very end, there's a gravestone with Slim 400 and Young Dolph on the song. And prior to that song they did together, remember, Slim 400 was shot like 9 to 11 times, and his family pulled him in the house. He was shot with a drive-by, and they pulled him in the house and got him to the hospital. Sidebar, there's a guy, he's not from the hood, he's a white guy, and he has a podcast called No Jumper. So No Jumper, remember, I remember watching, something told me, like I had a dream with Young Dolph and Slim 400 talking to me. We was sitting at a table, and all I remember is seeing paper airplanes flying everywhere. That's all I'm gonna tell you in the dream. And they were just like talking to me about, I don't remember all the words they were saying, but they were just telling me certain things. And when I woke up, I'm like, damn. So I'm like, this is after damn near all this shit happened though. So I'm like, I was like, let me start watching certain things or certain videos, if I can put it together and understand what y'all wanted me to see. So they wanted me to do this. And because Slim 4, he's like, man, when you gonna do this video? I'm like, I'm gonna do it. I just like, I'm surviving out here. So, so next thing I know, I wanted to do this video, and when I was thinking about it, now Slim 400 with the No Jumper guy, I think his name is Adam or something like that. So when Slim 400, he said, man, when I got shot up, you had in like some kind of text or something saying where my location was after I got shot when I was in the hospital. He was like looking him dead in his face, like, bro, you don't do that. You don't do that at all. Like, if you do that, like, that's grounds for me damn near to hurt you or kill you. Like, he didn't say it in those exact verbatim words, but he was saying it like, and he was looking at him dead in his eyes, and he knows what he was doing. He's, oh, bro, I'm sorry. All he kept saying, I'm sorry. Oh, I'm sorry. That's all he kept saying. I'm sorry. So when he kept saying that, and then I guess he made it feel like he was okay. So another video, like, he said, click on this video. I'm like, I did. The guy from No Jumper, he did a video in Inglewood, right? Remember, I found out like in him talking, he had a grandmother that lived in Inglewood. He said, hey, take care of my house. Don't go and mess up my house, like before she passed or whatnot. So when she said that, he was able to have somebody take him from Compton and drive him over to Inglewood to where he can rest his head without having to always deal with the other side that he was going. I'm not picking or choosing sides like red or blue, none of that. I'm just giving what the ancestors give me from outside of their body. So when they did the interview in Inglewood, now it's an interview, and if you watch with Slim 400 and the no jumper. I think his name is Adam, of course, Adam. And he was supposed. Now I've been in video technology or video and audio in high school. It's ways you can edit things out. Now that's a given, of course. So at the beginning of that video, I think it was Slim 400's manager. I never seen him before, I knew it, but he came up to the guy, the guy that was giving the interview. He was like, yeah, so when you do this interview, don't face the camera this way, face it another way. When he said that, what he was saying was very important and very detrimental, like real shit, real nigga shit, like for real, like just so everybody understand how important this is. When he said that the cameras was still rolling, he could have edited that part out, but he didn't. When he said that, he was facing the back of the house. The back of the house was seen, the top and the back of the house. So the top of the house, that's where your roofing is at. You can pick somebody's house out and you can always see the color of the house. So when his manager said that, he had put that in the video. So now the people that's looking for him like, oh, this Slim 400, he living in somewhere that a house that looks this color and the roofing is this way. All they gotta do is ask people that know a color of this house, and we can surround this area and know where he's at when he's coming here. So if you ask me, these people, people saying Vlad TV is Adam too. Adam and Vlad, well, I think it's Adam 22 and Vlad, Vlad TV. They're not what people think they are. They are exactly what people thinking they might not be. They are with that government shit. Trust me. Reason why, because he put that in the video. You can edit anything out when you editing a video, but he decided to put that in there. Now anybody that wants to look for him, they know where to find somebody he knows or his family living at. So they can come right to that area. If they're able to come right to that area, then it's gonna be a problem. So people was looking at the people and go to Young Dolph, the cookie shop, Makeda's. Remember, they recorded him buying cookies. They said it was a regular thing, a regular basis thing. When people know your everyday movements, they're able to move on you. Able to move on you. Why you think when he was at the cookie shop, they was able to pull up and jump out with a whole chopper and shoot the whole place? They said the front door is locked to where he couldn't even get out. So these are all setups. Now me saying this, now I'm gonna say this. I always say this in my videos. If you're new to my videos, you can watch my old videos and before this, and you can understand like, hey, he's not just saying this. No, I always say this. God don't like highly melanated people, so-called black people. Reason why, if you're able to do certain things, if you're making money down here on this third dimension or this earth planet, you're able to do things where you're not being a slave. Remember, Dolph, he would call himself a rich slave. We all like supposedly in these physical bodies, you're a slave. You know why? Because he said what? In the Bible it says, thou shalt have no other God before me. He said he's only talking about highly melanated people because we have souls. If you have a soul, you're able to raise your soul up. He don't want you to, that's why he was saying, thou shalt have no other God before me. He's talking about you as a person, highly melanated people, as a so-called black person. We the only one that can raise ourselves up because this is only an illusion out here. It's only an illusion down here. So if it is, you can do certain things like reading mythology and getting an understanding, and those things you're reading will start happening around you. So when they start happening around you, what that really means to you? That this is only really an illusion. So those two guys, they was able to, after Slim 400 got shot 11 times and he survived, he said hop on that song with him and Young Dolph. He said, hop out the grave. I got shit to do. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, then Young Dolph, they shot his car, I mean, his van up 100 times, but that van was bulletproof. If the van is bulletproof, you can't get no shots through there. So they was looking to kill him off with that 100. Whoever that was trying the first time. Then he made a song called 100 Shots. It's on World Hip Hop. You find it on YouTube, but it's World Hip Hop had the video. So then they got together and did the video. And at the end of the video, they had a gravestone with their names on it. So they could they damn near set it up for us to write it as a mythology to for people, for this to look like, it was something that was, they just died because they was in a violent lifestyle. But that lifestyle was countered by people that don't want them to make that money. If they're making that money, then what? They don't have what control over them. Like when Dolph, he had the $22 million offer, he looked at it and tore that shit up right on camera. He said, "Man, I don't want this. I can make that easy." And then they tore it up and then threw that contract away. Like, it's just showing you, because remember, God controls these record labels. When you control by these record labels, you can't say certain things or put certain messages or information in your music or your videos, because they watch everything you turn in. They watch and say, "No, do that over, or do this song over, do that verse over, do this album over." You can see when the Clips, they had a Hell Hath No Fury. It was a first album. It was Jive said it was too dark. It was too dark of an album. I wanted to hear the album because the song they came out with first as a single for that first album, it was dope, super dope. And then all of a sudden, after that happens, what happens? Their manager, he gets locked up. So you kind of throw things in a disarray, because even now, look, now I just remembered something. I just remembered. What's his name? His name is his nickname is Jeezy, but he said, I remember he kept saying he has a Spanish name. And so if you look up the video with Vlad TV and Jeezy, that's what I'm talking about. They even rapped about it in the songs on the Caskets album, something about the Clips. So what I'm saying is they were able to do things to pull you away, because he was in drugs heavy. The Clips manager, when he was in drugs, when you're in drugs, you owe people. Remember in Scarface, the guy said, "Don't get too big because you're gonna owe too many people." So when you owe too many people, that means who? God controls all. He controls the government, the police, the fire department, and the EMS. So when all this situation happens, when you they able to, he has his hand, like the Masons, it's certain, like it's Masonically highly melanated people, so-called black people, were the first Masons. But when they change it and turn shit around, they're able to use it for their benefit. So if we're not able to use our information or our mind to gain information, what we're doing, they're actually using our information to try to get closer to getting stronger, or getting information, or doing certain rituals to block certain energy. But like, I do rituals. Everybody does rituals. You wake up, brush your teeth, go take your kids to school. I'm gonna get my coffee. I like this sandwich in the morning. Then I go throughout my day. When I know when I go to work, I'm gonna do this, and when I go to lunch, I do this. When I get home, I'm gonna do this. I take my shower before I eat. That's a ritual, because you know how you like things done. And when you say, when these things get done, things come out to my benefit. So, long story short, when they killed Slim 400 on Manchester, I remember what's his name, games manager, Wack 100. Wack 100 said he was like, he knew he wasn't supposed to be in that area. That's like being out of bounds. But it's like the whole same thing with Big U. Him and Big U had a problem with Nipsey Hussle's brother and his father. They supposedly had a shootout or something before Nipsey passed, and then all of a sudden, and so when they mentioned Nipsey Hussle's family, Big U always has his face always changes. And remember, both these guys were was in the system. So if you ever watch, I remember Bobby Hemmett would say, remember people that come out of jail, or no, not just jail, but the prison system. When they come out of prison, they can do things. You ever watch the movie Belly, or the movie Ghost on Mars with Ice Cube, by John Carpenter? What happened when they was transporting Ice Cube, and he ended up working with them in order to fight the energy that was on Mars? You ever watch that movie? And the same thing with Belly, with DMX. They used him. When he was in jail, they got him out. He said, "Hey, we need you to do this for us to kill a minister," but he didn't at the end of the movie. So it just goes to show you. Sometimes when they go into jail, before they might try to clone them, or they don't. They'll say, "Hey, we need you to do this." Why do you think all these different those two are getting all these artists like Blueface and all these different artists that's like in gang members? They're becoming what? Music artists. If they're becoming, and those two are the managers. They're managing them because the a system or a government is saying, hey, because the Bloods and the Crips are run by the government. People might not know it or might not want to say it, but they're run by the government. Being dead ass serious. But I'm gonna end this video. That's why I'm at with it. So all the information I put out to you, they killed those two in those areas in the heartland of America, all the way to the west. But remember, to the west, that's where the Super Bowl was held, Manchester Boulevard. And remember, right after I think the same week, Slim 400 was killed on Manchester. Who had a concert, a big concert, and then people was like, what was this concert even for? It was to harness energy. The Kanye West and Drake concert that was called by who? Jay Prince. I remember, I always watch interviews. Interviews are important. When people say things, listen. Don't just listen because you don't just have oh, I don't like this person. Listen to what people are saying. I remember Suge Knight was saying something about he said something about man, I lost my train of thought. Let me see. He was saying how he was saying something. I don't lose my train of thought. Don't lose it. Hold on. I remember now. He said, I remember he was like, he ain't big, because he was talking about Jay Prince. Suge Knight was talking about Jay Prince. He said, I remember that, and he was like, well, what happened to him? What happened to Jay Prince when his friends, when Jay Prince got caught up with them pills? When he got caught up with them pills, what else happened? His friends got time, but he didn't get no time. If he didn't get no time, how did he all of a sudden get Drake, so-called one of the biggest rap artists now? Everybody writes for Drake. So the thing is, Drake, he knows what's going on because his mother is so-called Jewish and his father is black. From where? Memphis, right? So remember, but who had him first? Jazz Prince, Jay Prince's son, found Drake supposedly, and then brought him to who? Lil Wayne. Lil Wayne is where? Is in New Orleans. New Orleans is right where what? It's 61. The Mississippi River goes all the way up. It goes through St. Louis. It goes through Memphis. Goes all the way to where? Canada. Canada is where is Drake is from Canada. So all this is intertwined. Like they'll put these certain people, like I said, with the whole thing with people, that if you get caught up with the system, they're gonna make you do certain things in order for you not to be in jail. So you not to be in jail, you're gonna be like, oh, I'm doing this and I'm doing that. No, you only doing that because what? You don't want to be in jail. And what, like I said, the police, the judicial system, the EMS, and the fire department is ran by God. It's all a big system. They all work with each other. So that's why they all have a connection with each other. So when stuff happens to you in a certain city or town, it's all connected. They know everything about you. They're gonna read your file and everything. But yeah, so I finally got it done. Shout out to Young Dolph, shout out to Slim 400, shout out to Slim 400, shout out to Young Dolph. I got it done. These two brothers. I realized that Young Dolph, he would always have blue diamonds. I'm not sure. I think he might have been like a Crip, because I found out that they have GDs out there in Memphis. So, and it's a crazy thing, because if he's GD and he's blood, like they end up getting together. But remember, the GDs is a star of the six-pointed star, which is what? A star is what? Melanin. Any star is melanin. And if you look at if you go into the book of the law by Aleister Crowley, it's one of the first verses in that book. He said, every man and every woman is a star. You don't have to be a singer, an actor, or anything to be a star. You were born one. It's just that now they make these people stars in front of your eyes on the television, the radio, and all that. They control that. Now they can control what your frequency is. If the music is bad, now that's what your thoughts are. All right. So I'm gonna go ahead and end it, in a little bit. So, yeah, outside all the time. But yeah, check that video out I was telling you about with No Jumper. It was like a second or third video. They did the interview behind outside with Slim 400 in that backyard. Why would he show that guy saying, don't show this, record from the other side so nobody can see the house? And he still put that in the video. All right, kill God daily. God don't love melanated people.